Sunday night to you. I'm meteorologist Brian James. We're going to have the chance to start the week on a fairly quiet note, but we have some temperature ups and downs. We'll warm things up early on in the week, cool it down quite a bit later on in the week, and it's going to be a dry start to the week as well, but the winds will be kicking up by Tuesday, and that means the fire danger is also going to ramp up quite a bit. However, late in the week, talking about a good and widespread opportunity for some much needed rainfall around here. UV forecast for tomorrow. The UV index should be around a 7. Tomorrow we'll have some decent amounts of sunshine, which means you can burn in about 15 to 25 minutes. Make sure you're applying the sunscreen early and often if you're going to be outside for a longer period of time. Temperature is a mix of upper 40s to mid 50s for the most part. Pampa 51, Guyman 48 degrees. Same thing in Perryton, and Hereford currently 54. Now temperatures in the region a little warmer downstate. That little push of cooler air impacting areas along the I-40 corridor. Oklahoma City 55, Amarillo 53, Albuquerque 55, but you see the 60s and 70s farther downstate. A few clouds out there right now. The bulk of the storm system, though, farther north, generating a few showers across the eastern plains of Colorado, and the whole storm system sliding off to the east and southeast. So the winds tomorrow really won't be too bad. Generally around 10 to 15 miles an hour for most of the day. We can tolerate that, but the wind is going to be stronger on Tuesday, and we'll keep with breezy conditions Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as well, but fire danger is definitely going to be high again on Tuesday. We should be in the upper 60s this time of year. We'll be there tomorrow. Mid 80s though on Tuesday. We drop down to the upper 60s Wednesday, Thursday. Another shot of cool air comes in. Look at these highs. We're talking 40s and 50s only. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do work our way back up as we head through the early part of next week. Here's what we're talking about though. Rain chances really good for Friday and Saturday. I think most of us are going to get a decent drink of water from Mother Nature, and I'll talk about that coming up. First, in the short term, future sky forecast calls for a clearing sky tonight, upper 30s to start the day on Monday. Monday afternoon, not too shabby, upper 60s for a high temperature. Wind won't be too much of a factor either. So we go into Tuesday, we start in the upper 40s with a few scattered clouds, but remember, strong winds will be kicking in with the storm system passing to the north of us. That puts us on the warm and windy side of that storm system. Mid 80s for a high, but those south-southwesterly winds will be kicking up around 20 to 30 miles an hour. Now let's talk about that rain chance. Not much going on Thursday. There could be a few showers late Wednesday night into Thursday. Those quickly move off to the east. Not much going on for the most part until we get to Friday morning. We're stopping at Friday, 7 a.m. Widespread area of light rainfall, but it expands in coverage during the day on Friday. Back to the west, there could be a little bit of snow that tries to mix in some of the higher terrain across eastern and northeastern New Mexico. Friday evening, still some rain taking place. Saturday morning, the storm system is still around, so we have some leftover showers sticking around all the way through Saturday evening. Then that storm system finally moves out. When it does, it could leave in its wake around a quarter to half, maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain in a few spots. There could be a narrow dry slot, but we'll have to see how this pans out. Still, I think most of the high plains does get a good drink of water, and we could really use it at this point. Forecast overnight tonight, back into a mix of 30s to near 40. Some spots to the north could be close to freezing by first thing tomorrow morning, but in the afternoon, nice temperatures, upper 60s to low, a few mid 70s. Good deal of sunshine, not too much wind to worry about for our Monday. By Tuesday, stronger winds, high fire danger with highs in the mid 80s. We're cooling back down to 60s and even 50s with that next front coming in late in the week. Bring on the rain chances for Friday and Saturday as temperatures cool into the 50s and 40s. Back to you.